Hey, what's going on, everybody? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Welcome to Midnight Oil, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting ready to get started. I'm waiting for my co-host over here. My wife, she's on her way, waiting for my co-host over here. We're going to get started. Welcome. We're definitely going to get started. Seeing the vibe on this wonderful Saturday night. Vibing out to some good music. We're going to build up the momentum. We're just going to build up the momentum. Here we do. You know how we do at Midnight Oil? It's been a week. We took a week off just to get things in order and appropriated. It's been a phenomenal week, right? It's been a phenomenal week. Things have changed. The climate has changed. The weather's definitely changed out here in Virginia. So, welcome. We're going to get into the content shortly. Vibe out for a minute. We'll be right back. There we are. Let me get this camera situated. Get it situated. Get the situation situated over here. So we got two things going on over here. Y'all know how we like to do in Midnight Oil, ladies and gentlemen. Me and my wife like to get together, have conversations. We love getting together, have conversation. And this one in particular is about believing. It's all about belief, right? Believing that you can make it. All right. Times in life, whether it's business, whether it's parenthood, whatever your situation is, man, and believing in what you can do and your accomplishments, sometimes we lose disbelief. We deal with rejections. Well, what you got on? You always watch my watch.
Hey,
we're gonna talk to Mega about that. Mega, he's a little sparkly. Right? I don't got the bright watch, brother. I got the right watch.
Okay. Hey, Beast Mode.
Beast Mode, what's going on, my brother?
What's going on with this music you got going on?
Y'all hear me?
Loud and clear.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I get my good old raggedy earbuds to climb in. Hold on, bro. Hey, y'all boys in a minute.
Yeah, come in the room.
Hope so. This thing crazy. Can y'all hear me?
Get a little closer.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Okay, I was making sure everybody can hear me. What's
we can hear you
loud and clear, my brother. Take flight.
Hey, Jarvis.
Get a little closer.
I got everybody over here on the line asking me what kind of watches that I have on.
Yeah, we can hear you.
I'm not gonna get my watch, man. Stop eyeballing my watch. I got everybody over here on the line asking me what kind of watches that I have on.
Who's that? Yours, Beast Mode?
I'm not gonna get my watch.
Yeah, I think it is. Let me.
Yeah, because we can hear you and what we just said.
Double timing over here.
I think double timing, man. Let me make sure I ain't losing my mind over here, man. This thing crazy.
Maybe you stay up long enough, man. I know it's past your bedtime. What you know, I'm coming for you, bro. Hey, come on with it.
That's
come
right.
on, Mario.
Ballers.
Yeah, see, I don't buy out the ball. But we got some comments going on over here, man.
That's fine.
With the comments over here, though.
Because those are on Facebook.
I know.
Oh, okay.
Still should show here, though.
I don't think it's double timing no more. It sound like we good now.
Yeah, we
sound good now.
So I don't know what happened.
The passage for today. The passage.
My wife is in church. Oh, that's
you about to preach.
Oh man,
Shareem ready for Sunday.
It's Sunday.
Man,
Shareem is ready for Sunday.
Yes, I'm always ready for the Lord's word.
Shareem, you preaching? You preaching tomorrow?
No. I'm okay. I'll leave that for the preacher. No, thank you. Don't want the task. It's definitely something that's difficult. Over a whole bunch of fly. But the topic is definitely on belief. So belief in oneself.
Oh, this ought to be good.
That's right. Right. Believing in yourself. Sometimes we go through we go to life, especially in business, in the space that we're in. That doubt really does set in, man. We're out here plugging away, informing people about your business and other opportunities that you got going on. But, when we receive so many no's or better yet, you receive a yes, but the person may back out on you, right? They change the plan and change the schedule. And, that doubt starts seeking in, man. What are some things that you do? I know some things that I do. Some things that I may do, I'll to get that doubt out of my head, I'll go talk to somebody that's in the same space that I'm in, that's dealing with the same process, and I'll go get some reassurance. I'll go to YouTube and go listen to some motivational speakers, and I go look at my whys. I go look at my list of whys and just remember, why am I doing what I'm doing? What is the end game? Like, what is some things you do? No,
what is some things that Beast Mode do?
Well, I think, man, honestly, like you're saying, you surround yourself around positive individuals. It's like Road to Seven Figures, Justin Owens. I mean, that guy right there is, man, he's on a whole, I don't even think he is on Earth right now. I think he got another planet that he lives on, and he just broadcasts the Earth, man. That guy's phenomenal. But, things like that, whenever you look at people like Dr. George Tanker, Justin Owens. When you look at your people like Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, and all that. How many no's you think they received?
Man,
exactly.
A lot. And what would have happened if they would have given up?
Mario said he want to holler at you. Oh, absolutely.
They wouldn't be where they're at. I mean, especially in this industry, people quit for numerous reasons. Some people following for the wrong reasons, and I mean, you get a chance to see exactly like who's legit and who's not. You know what I mean? Because I mean, like me and Chairman McCall had a conversation. I'm like, I'm not going anywhere. That's just me. I mean, everybody's different. Everybody has their own specific reasons for why they do things, but I know my why and what I need to do. It's not about, necessarily how much money you can make or anything like that. Although we are in the business of investing. Let me be clear. I'm about that bag. I'm just being real.
Oh, we know, Mr. Workaholic.
Man, you about to get up in the morning and do some double time.
So
I'm gonna knock him in the head. You better believe it. But
I think it's important to believe in yourself for so many reasons, right? To even be able to speak to people in general, it takes a belief in yourself or belief in a product or belief in your why, first of all. And if you don't believe in yourself, you won't take the courage or you won't take the steps to get uncomfortable, like getting on a platform like this or even like doing the presentation, which I've seen you do, which I think is amazing. I think all the steps that it takes to run a business in general takes a lot of belief in yourself, belief in, why you're doing what you're doing. Because you actually have people that's following you. So you have to have some type of belief because your why is going to hold you but for so long. And belief in yourself just takes it that much higher.
That's right.
So and I think even in that you have to it's all about balance too, you know what I mean? And sometimes, people stop doing this because of something that may happen, but you have to have a balance because if you don't have a balance, you're going to be off kilter and you end up putting this down to go over here. Whereas if you perfectly, I ain't gonna say perfectly because I think we're esteeming to perfectly balance our schedules. You know what I mean? If you do that, then you'll be able to do this and this, you know what I mean? Rather than just putting this off and, because you don't want to be like that. That's why I'm at with it because believe me, it's been a busy 2 weeks. That's all I can say.
See you now.
Man, listen.
To me, it's been busy since this whole year. Turned up. This year has been an amazing year. You can definitely look on some things and you can just praise God that he allowed us even to get this far. Because, I mean, we've been running nonstop. I even got some friends that saying if you're a real friend, you would call me, you would do all these things. But I'm learning how to get laser focused. Not that I'm trying to neglect even my own mom or anyone. But I have a goal. I have goals that I'm trying to accomplish. I have things that I'm trying to, get laser focused on. And I respect and I love everybody. Please, I even have to ask my kids for forgiveness. And then make time for them, right? Because like you said, it has to be a balance. But when you so laser focused, sometimes that can get you off balance with some other things. Something is going to be neglected. And not that that's what you want, but sometimes you're going to have to be in that season where you're going to have to tell some people no. You're going to have to tell some people, I can't make your party because I have a team that we're running right now and we're running a marathon. And I just want everybody to know that it's not that we're neglectful. Like, I mean, you want to see and you want to spend some time with us, come aboard, come see what it is that we're doing. Come aboard and believe in yourself enough to know that this can take you and your family to another level. And I'm just so grateful again for creating, me and my husband deciding to create our own reality opposed to allowing a job or some other things to create our reality for us. And so that's what that means for me.
That's right.
And I want better. I want more. And I know that I can't get more doing what I used to do. I have to change some of my habits. And it's not going to be easy to do that. You will lose some things along the way. And it's not going to be always something that's happy. So
Oh no, you're gonna lose sleep. You're gonna lose friends.
Absolutely.
I mean, look here, man. This is not easy. I would rather be asleep right now.
I can
but
tell.
but I mean, I ain't tired like that. But at the same point in time, like the individuals that are watching this broadcast and the people who are continuously chiming in, they look forward to this. I know I do when I get the ability and the chance to, to get a chance to see exactly what you all are talking about. Because I'm here to tell you, this is definitely important. I think you had a question that just
Yeah,
popped
once
up.
you make this money, what are you going to do with the money? I mean, there's so much to do. There's so many things in my community that need to work, right? I have teenagers that don't have a place to go, so a center. I grew up in New York, and as you know, as well, growing up in New York, we had centers, we have Boys and Girls Club, we had activities for the kids to do. We don't have that here. They have the schools where the kids go. And then there's a certain, they can't be themselves inside the community. I want to be able for them to, think about some things, have a counselor in there. So many things that we need in our communities. And we actually live in a good community, but it doesn't negate the fact that the kids here needs things. Dre, you're throwing me off with that. I'm sorry. I'm hearing myself
I pushed the
talk.
button and I pushed the button and something came up. It was a mistake.
So there's a lot of things we need here. We need to fund the schools with better books. I mean, I can go on what needs to be done in everyone's community, and we can all play a part. Even if we can build some homes or come up with a HUD thing where we're building the homes to help families. There's so many things that we want to do.
That's right.
But it takes money, and it takes putting the right persons inside the systems to allow those systems to be put in place. I know where we are, in Portsmouth in Virginia, we need a lot of work in our system. So much work, and it's broken everywhere. It's not just here, it's broken everywhere, but we can be, but you can be the change that you want to see. If you make enough money, you can become that change. And that's what I want to be. I don't want to just be, building for my own family. It's for my community. It's for my kids' friends. And they come with us with these stories. Some families, you may think they have money and they don't. Them kids are hungry, and there's a lot of kids that come to our house to eat. And, I want to always have an open arm for anybody in need. I mean, I think I grew up like that. My mom, she has always taken a family member in, always there to help someone. And I know that me and Dre have definitely done the same. It's without a doubt, our family need us, we there. And so to be able to just say, listen, but we got this HUD house over here would be even better than somebody in my house, right? Not that I don't mind. I don't mind a sleepover, but, months and months, somebody, in your space. I'd rather just, put them up in a hotel or, you know what I'm saying? So you need money to fund anything. You need money to fund anything.
Money is one of the greatest, one of the biggest resources and tools to use, right? It's not about getting the money, keeping the money, and you got to do something with it. So I know what I recognize when we're in this space to just provide opportunities, open up doors, and even really close some doors, because some things we don't need in our space. Some energies we don't need. Not all energies we need. Not all opportunities we need, because it might not be beneficial in the long run, right? So, and going back to the belief system, right? One of the biggest things that you have to do is plug in.
Absolutely.
People that are in whatever the people that are occupying the space that you want to be in or where you're trying to go, you got to plug in and go where they're at. If you don't engage with them, then you sooner or later you're going to like anything, you start to die off like leaves. You die off because you detach from the source. So we want to make sure that when we're in these spaces, it's not just about in our space, we trade. And then we also build and cultivate certain energies within that space. If we decide to detach because we want to do our own thing so much, but we tend to lose that flame.
Yeah.
Why are we detaching? Why are we trying to lose that flame? Not everybody needs to be everybody wants to be a leader, but everybody does not need to be a leader. Sometimes it takes a good follower to help somebody. I was watching a show the other day, and he said, I forgot what show it was, but the gentleman said, why are you always following me? He said, the guy was very prominent in his environment, but he said, if I didn't, you would fall behind. It was American President. It was a TV show, American President.
Okay.
Kurt Douglas, Michael Douglas was the president, and Martin Sheen was like his vice president or something like that. The guy behind him. But he said that, the reason why he didn't never step up or step out of the realm in which he was in is because if he did not do it, if he did it, then the guy who was the president wouldn't be the president. He wouldn't be as good as, because sometimes we need a good backing. Like every man needs a good woman, every woman needs a good man. And I'm only as good as who surrounds me. Right?
Absolutely.
Right.
So, I mean, we thank you. Hopefully that you'll be able to get some sleep. We thank you for your presence on Midnight Oil. We're starting back up. We were running real hard this week and last week, so we didn't get a chance to get on here. But we're gonna step our game back up. Step it back up.
I think that I don't think that you all fell off or anything like that. Let me be clear. One thing I learned is this: whenever you're running at the pace that you all are running, you have to have that time that you step back and recuperate. You'll kill yourself if you don't. I think that's key. Now, switching subjects. Now, we were talking about, it's like the gentleman, I think it was a gentleman, he asked about what would you do so far as with that money or whatever. I think the first thing you do is to teach people how to manage the money.
Oh, absolutely.
That's number one. I meet so many African Americans and people in general. They say, well, I know how to manage money. No, you don't. Because if you know how to manage money, you wouldn't be broke like you are right now. You wouldn't make some of the bad financial decisions that you make right now. The things that you learned about money, you learn from your mama and your grandma. Not saying that that's all bad. Not saying that it's bad at all. But guess what? Money moves in another way in today's society. And if you're not keeping up, you're going to get left behind.
That's
you
right.
know, just like the whole concept, something simple like this. Let's say someone says they're going to go out there and buy a vehicle. Okay, let's say it's a $50,000 vehicle. Now, we quick to go out there and put $800-900 a month in the car and say we can afford it for a car payment. But you think if you got the car payment, you got the insurance, you got the maintenance. I've been doing this for a long time. I mean, I look here. No, you can't afford that car. You could have took that same money, invested it, and quadrupled your money, and bam, you could have went out there and paid cash for the car, man. You see what I'm saying? But we not taught that kind of stuff. But see, that's the great thing I love about being with I Am Mastery Academy. It's not just necessarily teach you about being an entrepreneur. It's not just teaching you about trading, but they have mindset classes. They have other building classes that build and show you how to manage your funds whenever you get it. And not just I Am Mastery Academy. Some of the chairmen that are in I Am Mastery Academy, like Dr. Duatanka, they're telling you about hard assets. You know what I mean? What to invest in. You know what I mean? But we'll go invest in some Jordans, or we'll go invest in a Louis Vuitton purse. This is my philosophy. If you go out there and buy a Louis Vuitton purse, let's say if it costs $2,000, if you had to save, you can't afford it. If you ain't got $2,000 to $4,000 to put in that purse, you can't afford it. So evidently, guess what? You don't need it. It's a materialistic item, bro.
Exactly.
So invest in something that's going to give you the ability to give back. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, financial education. Like, yeah, exactly. That just makes sense, you know, but we think for the now. You need to be thinking futuristically, because that's what's going to prepare you. That's what's going to change the wave. Just like you look at the wealth gap in America. A lot of people, the wealth gap, if anybody does any type of historical study for African Americans, was due to slavery. Okay. Now, let me be clear. Not saying that I'm not saying that we don't have a chance to be redeemed, because of the simple fact now, even though that occurred and the wealth gap is still present, you have a way to close it. But it's up to you to make the decision. You can continue to be in that doggone conundrum of nothingness, or you yourself can stop, make a decision, move forward, and learn how to, propel your future. And that's pretty much where I'm at with it. I get tired of the excuses. Well, I did this and I had to do that. Look, man, I done heard it all. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Got Big Fahad up in the house. That's what I'm talking about.
What's going on,
you don't stray away from mama just because you got untouched from the umbilical cord.
That's right.
That's right. Stick to
absolutely.
The
sauce. That's right.
I love that, Fahad. We got to get you up there next, bro.
Yeah.
We need our own. Absolutely, we need our own. Absolutely, we need our own.
That's what we're working on.
Love you guys. I'm so glad y'all together still.
Working together as a couple. That's real love, real power, and strong. Love you guys. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
y'all
we
still look
get
the
ready
same
to make
over
20
10 years.
Yeah, we get ready to make 20,
yeah,
right?
We about to make 20.
That's what's up.
April
20
next
years.
year. It's funny because we'll be 2 years in the company. April next year, we'll be 20 years together. It's gonna be a good year.
L.
Oh,
jump
indeed.
on that line. Where's Ellen at? I know she's on the other line. That's our sis. Jump on the other line so I can
that StreamYard is serious, boy.
Yeah, I love it.
I like StreamYard a lot better because it really does. The quality is so much better, right? When we were doing Facebook Lives and we were calling people in, like we would talk about a lot of good things, but what we didn't know what was happening, it was breaking up.
Right. And you couldn't
the calls were breaking up. The calls looked shoddy after a while. I guess the bandwidth couldn't take what we were doing. So it sucks. There was some good content. Like when you and I and Shareem would have some good midnight oil conversations. I look back at some of those videos. I'm like, man, we said all that. And it had to come out like that. It was horrendous.
That's what's up. I'm going to try that out, man. We need that at church, boy. I ain't lying. For real.
You funny. You got to get up. You guys are going into your church already as of right now?
No, we are still virtual at this time. We've been using the Zoom platform. No, we've been recording and uploading it to Facebook. And I was like, man, there's a better way to do that, man. You can still do live, but now right now you're just using just the StreamYard platform, correct?
Correct.
I'm using StreamYard, but I also have it going to the Facebook page and
you can have it going to wherever you.
Yeah.
What's the cost for StreamYard? What's the cost of StreamYard?
It's like $25.
I think we paid for the year. Yeah, but we paid for the year. I think it was
I would have did it too.
Yeah,
that's cheap.
Yes, and it's even cheaper when you pay for the year. So
no,
that's what I would have did.
We say
it's more affordable.
We say affordable, more inexpensive.
Right.
Yeah.
We sophisticated.
Whatever. It's just more affordable. Because we pay for a lot of different small things, right? The picture. We had to pay for the frame for, as you can see, it says Midnight Oil. Just so we can be organized. So you just pay for a lot of different things. And it's worth it because it gives you the look you want.
That's right.
I don't believe in that cutting corners. Spending money one time. It's like my mom used to say, do it right or don't do it at all.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So you wouldn't let somebody that ain't got no barber's license cut your hair, would you?
Man, you know what? It's interesting you say that. That's how I feel about our business. You don't just go out there and go ahead and trade, right? You go ahead and put your money in a market, but you don't know how to be in the market.
Yeah, right? That's not wise.
You get a little application. You don't even know why. Yeah, you start with your demo, but two, you get surrounded by the people that are doing the things that you like to do, so that you can be better and do it right.
He said, heck to the no. Fahad said, heck to the no. Man, Fahad came out here to visit us. That was so cool. Like, we really didn't want him to go, but he still gave us a couple of hours.
He said he was going to be here. I'm going to just stop by for 30 minutes on the way back home. He was traveling from Northern Virginia back to from Northern Virginia back to North Carolina. So he stopped by here. He said, I'm going to just stop by for 30 minutes. 3 hours later.
Right.
How
We had such a good
conversation.
conversation.
But he had to be to work like at 6:30.
He had to be at work at 6:30. He didn't leave out until like 3 something. So I was like, but he got there in time. You know, he got there. I think he pulled in about 6:30.
Yeah, he said he got there. But that's a driving.
But we had such a good. That was Midnight Oil. I see you, L. I'm gonna bring my sis in.
Already.
All right.
She's like, I don't know how to use it. What's going on, L Boogie?
Nothing much. How are you guys?
We got you on Midnight Oil.
Oh
sis.
my goodness. This
How
is
about that?
This woman is a grinder. Do you hear me?
Beast. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, we
need to call her woman beast mode. That's how
we call her off guard. Like this woman right here, you know, she would run if she could run through a wall, she would.
She can. It might hurt, but she can.
Not at this age. I'm not running through walls. I'd rather climb them now.
We mean your beast game when it comes to doing your business.
Yeah, when she puts her mind to something, there's nothing stopping her. Nothing.
Yeah. Well, I think it all comes with trial and error, you know. You got to think about where you start, you know, your starting point. What did your parents teach you? What did they show you? What did you learn along the way? Forget what they showed you. What did you pick up along the way?
That's good.
You know, and a lot of, you know, you run through the wall, but you hit your head on the brick wall a lot of times before you start to fall into the mode of, I get it now. You really do. So I'm grateful. Still have a lot more to do.
That's all right. That's all right. That's all right.
Yeah, I won't stop until I die. How about that?
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about.
You know, that definitely that statement definitely goes with our topic today.
Absolutely.
Which is believing that you can make it. Right.
Absolutely.
What would you consider the thing that keeps you pushing forward to whatever your dreams and ambitions are?
That's a very good question, Dre, because I have been pondering over that a lot lately. It's my vision. It's what I've seen already. What I know is already in the books for me. What's my true destiny? And as long as I have breath in me and I know that's my true destiny, I will not stop until I truly achieve it. Because I heard on a topic, I'm always soul searching, put it like that. And I always have a lot of mentors who I listen to on YouTube. And lately I've been doing a lot of Black business studies. And he asked the real question, what are you going to leave your family? Are you going to leave them debt or are you going to leave them assets? You know? And I really believe the legacy is what it is that I strive for. That's what I built for. I have 3 young Black boys, or men, young men, I should say. And I don't want them to have the idea or the thought that they have to go to work and be enslaved by a boss telling them when they could come in, when they shouldn't, you know, take off. I need to know that whatever I leave them, my legacy, you know, they can pick it up and run with it. And it's already built and made for them. All they have to do is continue to follow the blueprint.
Absolutely.
So it's just the vision. It's just what I know is what I know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know what? That's I know I remember we spent a lot of time. Like one of the things that definitely built me up was reading the 48 Laws of Power.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Remember we started reading that book. I was like, yo, El, you need to check this book out. And you know, we had some downtime and we were just building and mentally bonding and trying and coming up with some ideas on where we would like to be. You know what? Hard to believe that was almost 10 years ago.
Wow.
I think it was a little more than 10 years ago, Dre.
I was like 2000. When did we move here? 2011. So that was that was 2011. So we're in 2000.
No, that's Marcus is only 8, so 8 years ago.
8 years, well, almost 10 years.
Yeah, almost 9.
But man, that time flew.
Yeah.
That time.
But look what organically unraveled, and it had to be organic. You know, we wanted something so bad, and we were in search of it, but we didn't understand it well enough. So there was a period of it having to what is the word I'm looking for? It had to basically it had to bake. It had to be marinated and seasoned, and then eventually it started to unravel and start to make sense. And you took your path and you tried it a little bit, and you might have fell back a little bit because you didn't really understand it. And then eventually you get to this point where you're like, the aha moment.
Yeah.
And then you start to say, okay, I get it now, and what I absolutely love about the downtime of reading the 48 Laws, doing Think and Grow Rich, that allowed me, and I'm sure for you as well, it just allowed you to kind of think about, wow, why didn't I know this earlier in life?
Absolutely.
Why did it take me to be blah age? I will not disclose my age, but why would it take so long for me to truly understand that this is what it is, when this is the destiny, this is our true destiny, and it took us so long just to get here. But I do believe everything is in a divine order. So, it's never too late, nor is it's always right on time. So, yeah.
I think sometimes God don't allow us to get certain things, like you said, we weren't ready for it.
That's right.
In that time, right? And he allows us a little bit at a time, because if we saw the full package of what we would get, will we actually do it correctly? And so I think everything that we go through is a process, and that process leads us to where we should be at that particular time. So just grateful for all the lessons that I'm learning, especially in this space, and the great people that I'm meeting. Even when we met you, Ellen, I mean, who knew that, we would be best of friends. Our kids will grow up together. Who would have thought that, and even after you moved away, we still stay connected. So
yes,
I'm just grateful for everything, all the information that you gave me and Dre as far as real estate and all those things that you do with your business. Like, you continuously give of yourself. And I think some people don't realize, let me go back there. Some people don't realize that it takes that giving in order for you to receive wisely, right? Because when you give and give, because it's really, I'm learning that it's more about giving than it is receiving. Because eventually you're going to receive. When you give, you even receive, to me, right? Because when I see the smile on your face, it makes me feel good. I'm giving first. But what I don't realize is I'm also receiving, because I'm receiving the love back from that person. I'm receiving the gratefulness. And I think that's one of the major things that you showed me, Ellen. A lot of stuff that you give. And I mean, I look forward, to it's like overflowing for you, because I already know that you're going to pour some into somebody else's glass. So I'm just grateful for, everything that you've given us thus far.
Treasure.
Oh my goodness. Well, thank you, Shareem. That was such an amazing compliment. I appreciate that so much. Your words speaks volumes to me. And I will say, you've given to me back the same way. I think people are put in our lives for a true reason. It's like almost perfectly orchestrated to allow things to manifest according to its purpose, right? So iron sharpens iron. One's gonna always feed the other. So it's a beautiful thing. I want to share a story with you guys that happened this afternoon. I thought it was so inspirational. Just speaking on giving, I just want to kind of piggyback off of that. So me and the boys went to the barbershop. They got their haircuts. And as we're driving back, we're getting back on the interstate. And I'm in Charlotte, for those that don't know, but I'm getting back on the interstate, and where we always go, and it's been a while due to the pandemic, there was a slew of tents and homeless people, in this coddled in this junction area. And it threw I'm always touched by the homeless. I'm always touched by the homeless. I talk to them, I laugh with them, I'll throw them a dollar, I'll tell them heck no, whatever, right? But Xavier, who is now 16, he turned to her and said, "Ma, we need to do something for them."
Wow.
And what I love about that is the compassion that he had. It wasn't dang, ill. You know, it wasn't the attitude that you see so often from people who turn their face up, who think they're better than. Like, you don't never think that you're not one paycheck away from that situation.
Absolutely.
Or one
That's
disaster
right.
away from that situation.
Amen.
So Friday, the boys got a packet of food from the school, 2 boxes of school food. And they're like, ill. You know, they picked out what they wanted and then decided, you know, I don't want this, I don't want that. But I was like, don't throw anything away. So they stuffed it in the fridge. Long story short, he goes, Mom, why don't we pack back up all the food we got from the school? Because I was like, dang, I would love to do something for them. Maybe we should start doing our Ziploc bags with our little, you know, conveniences that we used to do, me and Amon, when we first moved here. And Xavier was like, well, we can package the food bag, right? And then we can add a little extra to it. And just that compassion and that heart of wanting to give and not looking for something back in return, and just understanding that people are truly people, you know. And I think a lot of us tend to forget people are real, no matter if you have it or if you don't have it, you know. So I'm glad that I'm able to show both of my young boys, 16 and 11, the compassion of just loving your neighbor as you should, you know. So that's a beautiful story I had to share.
No, that's
yeah.
I find it beautiful that also that somebody so young, that's one of the first things that they're thinking about.
Yes.
Helping somebody else. And that's good. That's great characteristics. And that says a lot from their teacher, who's their initial,
that's right.
Their mother.
Exactly.
Their parent is the initial teacher. It says a lot when a child his actions or her actions, and they're out in the street and they're out and about and they're talking to people, and they're just dealing with life in general. And when they're around different surroundings, the things that they come out their mouth says a lot about who their parent is and where they're receiving this information from, man. Because we all done seen some ratchetness.
Yes.
You know, and it ain't even about color. It's across the borderline, you know.
All shapes and sizes.
I got a young kid, you know, he'll come up. I say, hey, how you doing? I don't want to say his name, but hey, how you doing? Young kid. And he'll do this.
Disrespectful.
I said, boy, wait till I talk to your parent. I like it. That's how you address an adult?
Disrespectful.
I like, open your mouth, boy, when you speak to me. I'm an adult. I'm a grown man.
And why don't it's not only that you're a grown man, he needs to assert himself as a young man himself.
You don't talk to no, open your mouth when you speak to people, because then that says a lot about you.
Yes.
Confidence. You're not insured. It just says so much about yourself, you know.
It does.
So
you have to be assertive. I wish, you know.
Hey, like, hey, how you doing? Like, what you doing? Boy, come here. I had to check him the other day.
You know, it's so sad.
I'm talking.
It's so sad.
It's reminding me, I got to contact his father tomorrow. I'm telling him.
Contact his daddy tomorrow.
Drop a dime on that little boy. You gonna get you gonna learn. You gonna learn.
You gotta learn today.
Boy, back in the day, man, we take a little boy like that and pull his pants down and spank him. You go to jail for that stuff nowadays. Don't go doing that.
Right.
You know, people don't like when you beat their kids anymore.
You can still drape them up, though. That's not a form of hitting. A drape up is.
Just make sure you do it at the top of the head. No evidence, you know.
Oh, Donkey Kong.
When parent come by, you just tell them community love.
Well, you know, the government did that purposely. They got rid of neighborhoods and put subdivisions. So that speaks in itself.
Right. There is a difference.
It's a big difference.
It is a difference. You know what? I ain't gonna lie. When we first moved here, and me and Shareem always talk about this. You know, we were in the military houses, Thomas. So you know, you were in the military. So when you in base housing, man, we really acted like a community. Barbecue. Yeah. If somebody was cooking dinner or a significant other may have been out to sea or out in the field somewhere, we all came together. We pitched in and had dinner together. Times. Man, that was the coolest spot where we lived at.
Yeah, that was a
blast. That was what we were thinking when we came into the community. Come to find out, man, I was like,
I think it's just a different time.
It was a shock.
Yeah,
it's a different time, and it's just like you don't know who to trust nowadays, which you can understand. Like the kids will be kids, right, and they'll play with each other. But as far as adults, we're all either working or we don't know who to trust.
that's right.
So I think that's where people are. Like they're kind of standoffish, except for a few neighbors, right? We got our neighbor right here who we got attached to them when we first moved in.
Energy
was amazing.
Energy is always gonna attract like-minded energy,
right?
That's right. That neighbor is gonna be attracted to you because of your energy, and energy definitely travels. I'm a strong believer of that.
Oh, me too.
Have some people who are selfish because they don't want to be involved. Period.
Laws of attraction.
Action in every set of the way. Absolutely.
I don't see. Yeah, I just couldn't grasp that concept. Why wouldn't you live in a community but you don't interact within that community?
Because of division.
Oh yeah, I love that. I never thought of that. Subdivision.
Yeah.
Capital DIV. All of the capitals.
He divided all up, systematically divided.
I got my cozy little house. I spent X amount of dollars for it, and I just want to stay in the house. I don't even bother to be bothered. I don't care what's going on in the neighborhood. And
that's not a good thing. When
you start caring, you got people from all kinds of walks of life, and everybody got their own idea of what the neighborhood should be like. And I'm gonna just stay away.
Oh yeah.
I don't like it. But that military community, where we come from in our neighborhood, man, everybody's family. We come outside to play.
I think it's gotten
we live
better.
In the buildings. We all live together. We might fight and fuss with each other, but I promise you, we love each other.
That's right.
But I think it's gotten better. I think that even here, I think
better.
I think they talk like when they recognize who you are. They they come out their door. They say hey, they wave. But as far as coming over for dinner and stuff like
walking
that,
down the street, man, and pull up and have a good one with you,
they will do that.
Well, I will tell you, what I've noticed, especially me communicating or interacting with people on a daily basis on a higher level, I've realized that people have shortcomings. And they try to hide their shortcomings and facade it with what they have, what it may look like. So if they start to speak, they're going to start telling their story, not because they want you to know their story, but just conversation alone is going to unravel things organically to really make you see what's really behind that person or that image, so to say. And a lot of times you can be a blessing to that person, or that person can be a demise to you based off of the energy that's being transmuted from one to the other. Old neighborhoods. Let's talk about back in the day when we lived in New York. Okay. There was neighbors that we all interacted with, and then there was the nosy neighbor who stayed to herself because the energy just wasn't good, and it's just like that. You have your in-between type people. So I mean, I don't know. I believe that people are people. People will always be people, but image is now stepped in the forefront of what it should look like, and that's because of social media and the all these things making you think you have to be a certain way. That's why I don't come on social media anymore. My Facebook page, I probably haven't put a picture up in probably over a year. I don't know, because I'm grinding. I'm just on a real total focus. And then with this pandemic, I can't focus on nothing but grinding because that's all I have left right now, next to the kids in school. So, just put your best foot forward on those things, because it, like you said in your episode, believing that you can make it, so you just start to do the things that allows you to evolve into that person and just kind of forget about what is not for you.
That's right.
That neighbor that doesn't want to speak, or that person that is protruding off of energy to you that's not for you. Just, okay, whatever. And I'm focused. I'm tunnel vision. I know what's important right now, and I know who's for me and I know who's not for me. So I think that's what it all kind of boils down to. I really do.
Hey, Thomas, I got a question.
Yep.
How is
What's
it?
up, boss?
What is it like in your community? Like in the environment that you're in? Are people really sociable? The belief system working?
Well, I mean, where I'm at right now, I mean, everybody's pretty cool. In this community, like, cause I mean, it's a brand new neighborhood, so that says a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Now when you go outside the neighborhood, because I mean, the Fort Hood is the biggest post in the world, and you have people from all different walks of life. So I mean, let me be clear: we got a lot of rude, arrogant, self-centered, egotistical individuals. I'm just gonna be honest to name a few adjectives. I'm just being honest. You understand? we got yeah, we got a lot of that around here, man. So
but yeah, rude, egotistical, non-social.
Look here, man. One thing I will not allow. I will not allow them to change who I am. That's never going to happen.
Absolutely.
But I find it pretty comical because it's like everybody's in a rush to go nowhere, and everybody wants to be seen, heard, or something along those lines, and for no reason at all. But that's how it is over here. So it's like one big comedy show. I mean, it really is. So I mean,
when I think everybody want to be seen. I know when I go back to New York,
you just want to be seen.
When I go back to New York, it feels like that's how my mother is. It's just like she's like, "Come on, baby, everybody have to see you," and I'm like, "Ma." She's stopping up with everybody, and not for nothing. I love where I came from, because there was a lot of families there. Something I'm used to, right? It feels at home. It feels normal. But when I think back to like, it was something I always knew I wanted to get away from, though. At the same time, I love the people I grew up with, like so many families, but I knew it wasn't something I wanted forever. I wanted to get away from it. I wanted something more that was more mine, and not everybody growing my kids up.
Right.
Gotcha.
Right. Yeah. Right.
I come from a projects in New York, and I mean, they have 20 stories.
20-story top.
And about how many people in each story? Like
it could be about 8,000 people living in one.
I mean, and that was just one building, right? And we lived in an area that had 3 buildings. There's projects all around us. So I mean, we knew a lot of people. Actually, right. Dre family there. We knew Dre family. So it's just different. I think it depends on where you're growing up. So I think it was just something we were used to. So the anticipation of people like coming together just was a shock.
Doing stuff. Yeah.
Just was a shock.
If I break out the grill, that's the time. I got to bring my grill in the
front yard.
I got to bring my grill in the front yard, man, and everybody will come out. But it'll only probably be the kids. Hey, Mr. Dre, can I get a hot dog? You know how it goes. You gotta go to DJ's and get the 100-pack. You gotta feed the block.
I think all the kids, I think they come here whether we cook or not. They're still coming to our house because of our kids. But I
love it.
Yeah, Dre love it. I'm grateful that I have a husband that loves kids because it's so important for the neighborhood kids and for you to know what's going on with your kids' life, that you allow the space for them to go. Because a lot of people rather not have kids in their space. I'd rather be at my house.
And they know that. That's why they show up.
Exactly.
Can I get a sandwich, Mr. Dre?
Right. My mother locked the door on me. She said, "Don't come back until, or you gonna stay in."
Right.
But don't your mama feed you?
Dre mentors a lot of the kids. A lot of the girls come to me with conversation that's personal. So they come to us, and I'd rather them come to a good source opposed to a bad source.
Right.
Absolutely. You better know.
I will forever have my heart for the kids. Like I said, when he asked us what we're going to do with the money, and my thought was a community center for the teens, because to me that's up, and we need to make sure that their minds are right in the right place.
You know, one thing I would love for the kids to have a platform where they can do public speaking sessions.
I would love that too.
I love public speaking sessions. You know, this platform actually allowed me to be more vocal, or this space that I'm in allowed me to be more vocal and more open and be able to present information. Because I think I talk well, but you know, I can always do better, right? But this platform allowed me to come out that cocoon.
And get uncomfortable,
and then go read I gotta follow up and read some of these books. I want to know what I'm talking about. You know, there's a lot of information that you can find in a book that's outside of your norm.
Oh my God.
Right?
Everything's inside the books.
Everything's inside the book. Their imagination
is so important. Reading is so important.
My aunts, they used to feed me all kinds of books when I was younger. My aunt Elsie and my aunt Lady. I had to tip my hat to them because they tried, and I would not read those books. Like
they sent our kids books for their birthday.
My aunt Vanessa, she sent some books. Always sending books for the kids. But I would never pick up those books. I still have some of them now. But today, fast forward all these years later, I'm into reading books.
You're eager now.
Yeah.
I
just had to find something that interests me, and I guess it seemed like it wasn't the cool thing. In my mind, it wasn't the cool thing to sit up there and waste time with reading all these books and taking my man. But I know one thing. When I get in one of those quiet spots and places where it's nothing else happening, reading a book will take you on an adventurous ride, and it's cooler than none other that I know, right? Because I can imagine the story. The story is right here. It's a whole adventure. I'm like, man, it's playland in my room. My head is my room, right? And it just takes me away from everything in the world. So I highly recommend, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to start believing, one of the things that'll get you into believing that you can make it is reading a book.
Absolutely,
reading these books, finding an adventure.
Encourage your children to read books.
Yes,
right.
When the child sees what all our kids follow everything that we do.
Absolutely.
So if I'm reading a book and I say, here goes your book, they're going to read their book because one, you don't have a choice. And two, you see what I'm doing. They always will emulate what they see on a daily level. I have
my son love reading books.
My brother's daughter is 14 years old. She's read over 52 books in a year.
That's what I'm talking about.
In over 2 years,
52 books?
You got adults that ain't never read 52 books.
Exactly. Isn't that the truth?
In a year. That's
in 2 years, within 2 years.
Wow, that's amazing.
And when I say that little girl's on another level, she's on another level.
Your son loves to read too, though.
Boys, for some reason, they push away from it. Because as you just said, Dre, they don't think it's cool. So in my household, it's an implemented situation. You must read a book. I'm not playing those type of games.
You don't play as a parent.
No, you're gonna read that book. Okay, you're gonna read it out loud if you have to, but you're gonna read this book because it's no longer me wanting you to enjoy it. It's what you need for your soul.
That's good.
I love to read. My mother was a reader, so I love to read because my mom always read. Now it's all about, for me, not about loving to read, but reading the right things.
That's right.
Right? So now all you got to do is continue to show your kids this is what you need to do continuously. They may stray away, but they will return back. Hopefully not too far, too late. I'd rather them come a little earlier. I don't want them to, be 40 figuring it out.
Right.
Right.
And they're a long way
Alan,
from
do
that.
you remember a book that made you get excited about reading books? Or even you know? Do you know the book that made you excited about reading? Because I definitely know that it was not a school book.
No, it was definitely not a school book. My favorite all-time book.
You're breaking up.
Satisfaction.
We didn't hear
J. California Cooper.
I
read that book on my way back and forth to work every day on the train.
What
that was like my sacred time for reading.
Hey, Ellen, what was the name of that book again? What was the name of that book again?
Oh, Jake. Oh gosh, In Search of Satisfaction.
In Search of Satisfaction
by J. California Cooper. It was right around Emancipation time, and it just kind of broke it all down. And I think that story was so intriguing to me because I didn't really understand the slavery part. I didn't understand emancipation, because when we were in school, you didn't learn all of that until you got much older. So especially when we were growing up, it was very much submerged into some hidden situation where it was almost taboo, so to say. But that book opened up my eyes to a lot of things. It opened me up to know who I was as a Black, at that time, young woman, and the power that we have, so.
How about you, Thomas?
I think mine's a little bit different.
Strange funny.
I'm just waiting because he always make me laugh.
You about to say something profound.
Mine just didn't me smoke just in case.
What was your favorite book? Oh, don't say that.
Mine's is a little bit different. I honestly, I read books that are, now this is just me. Okay, I don't read all that freaky stuff. Now let me be clear for somebody.
Let me find out you one of them Zane readers.
No, I read a lot of academic stuff. When I say academic, I'm talking about in the theological realm. These are PhDs that write this stuff. Now let me be clear. These are real PhDs, not somebody that call themselves doctor. You understand what I'm saying?
Let me. Did you just center your camera?
Let me fix it for you real quick. The people that I'm talking about, these people have matriculated at the highest levels. Okay, not somebody that, oh, we're going to give you this doctorate because of the simple fact that you have X amount of experience in this level, in this specific subject, right? No. We talk about somebody that actually did the work. So I read stuff like something simplistic, like a basic Christian theology by Dr. A.J. Conyers. Actually, the late A.J. Conyers. He was a PhD at Baylor University, Truist Theological Seminary. Dr. Braswell, Dr. Jürgen Moltmann. I read stuff like that because of the simple fact it teaches on a higher plane. This is stuff that most people don't. The only time you hear about people like this is if you go to seminary. Okay, this is the only time you hear about people like that. Dr. Haddon Robinson, professor of preaching. You know what I mean? At Dallas Theological Seminary. I got a whole bookcase full of books. Everything that I read, if it's anything Christian based, it's going to be from somebody that has matriculated at the highest levels. I'm not going to read anything. Now, let me be clear, because of the simple fact, let's just say if you're going to do something like, let's say, a Bible study. Okay. That's right. I use Class A commentaries. In Class A commentaries, we're not talking about somebody that's going to, give you a paraphrased version of what they think occurred. No. I'm dealing with people who take the actual text, exegetically dissect it, and they're going to give it back to you. It's at a different level, but it's at the level that you can understand. If you get what I'm saying, they're going to deal with the original language. They're going to deal with the hermeneutical studies. I mean, they're going to deal with theology at the time, historical evidences and things of that nature. That's the type of stuff, because that stuff intrigues me. That's what I do. You know what I mean? I love that stuff. So that's what I read, honestly.
Wow.
The first book that got you interested in reading?
No, that's what really sparked my reading right there. That type of stuff is just,
it blew your mind.
I can't explain it. It's just that's my thing. That's my thing.
I like it because that was.
I like that faith base. Yes.
Yeah, the language is even when you look at biblical languages, I love that stuff. You look at the New Testament, it was written in, of course, Greek. The Old Testament is written in Hebrew and some Aramaic. You know what I mean? Stuff like that, because whenever you look at it in the original language versus English, it's like comparing a black and white picture to a color picture. A little bit different nuances there. You know what I mean? If you ever get a chance to look at it, you know, it's different. I promise you, it's different. But the translations they have today, they do a really good job of breaking it down. A lot better than, I mean, a lot of people think that, you know, like the King James version was the first version. No, it wasn't. Like 13th, 14th Bible written, but we're not going to go into that. You know what I mean? But the versions in today's society, they are a lot better prepared, because as technology advances, so do we. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's just my take on it, though. That's a little nugget.
That's,
you know, that's just
so
me.
Amazing. That is so amazing.
That was much deeper than I anticipated. But I love it because
you don't want to be the smartest in your circle, so this is okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Because you just
as you can see. Okay, so mine's go way beyond all of y'all's. Mine's
put me on the moon. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie, beast mode. I'm on the moon. But I love that. I love the material that you're reading. And that's something new that I learned about you. That you're more of an intellect than I even imagined.
I'm just Thomas.
From him.
No, I already know he is. I said he's more than. He's more than. I already know I know he's an intellectual person. He's more than the intellectual person than I thought he was. And I think that's a good thing.
I think the majority of the people that's in our circle of finance as of right now are definitely Christ-based, into the word. And so I'm not shocked, is what I'm saying. That would be an amazing read for you.
I like to be like that when I grow up.
Those books too.
Yeah, Shareem's big on it.
When I was at a different church though, they had courses like that you can take, which I missed. But I probably can still take them because they're in Norfolk, but I just don't go that way.
Mm-hmm.
I actually took me a course in that manner, and it was very interesting.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
It's interesting.
It's very interesting.
It's work.
It's work.
Yeah, because
I'm ashamed to say my book. Go ahead.
Like my bishop, got it. Like my bishop, he's. I mean, honestly, where I get a lot. Well, not a lot of it. I get all of it from is my bishop, because he graduated with his doctorate degree from Baylor University, from Truett Theological Seminary. He was talking about going back and get another doctorate degree. Wow. He's an intellectual, man. That's just who he is. I mean, I've never, in all of my years, I have never met anybody as smart as this man. I mean, but he doesn't display it like that. You'd think he's just a country guy from Arkansas, but when that jug opened his mouth,
watch out.
He can take it here, or you can take it way up here, however you want to do it. I mean, you know what I mean? I've never seen anything quite like it. And I've been in some churches, and I'm like, they're not teaching on a level like that. But no, I mean, it's interesting stuff. I mean, you know, it's always something to learn. I mean, I learned something from everybody. Like I tell people, just because you think you've learned something, you know what I mean? You ain't smarter than nobody else. You might be informed more in this area, but it doesn't mean that you know better than nobody else. And I think once we get that, you'll be a lot better off. That's just me, though.
I agree.
Absolutely.
I agree with that statement.
Me too.
I agree. This was powerful.
But my first book that prompted me to want to read was the coldest winter ever.
I remember that book.
That's what's up.
That book. Yeah. I mean, I read that book in one day. That's how amazing I read the book. And the reason why it was so amazing, it was because it was real to me. It became real to me. And the wife, right? She depended on this man. He was a drug dealer, and she depended on him so much that she didn't even think about her life if something happened to him. You know, and it made me think, like, I would never want that situation in my life. You know, even for her children, it's like, what do we do now? Daddy's gone. He went to jail, and here's his wife, never had a job in her life. he's been taking care of them for tens and years and years, and now they have to fend for themselves. It was, her and the kids. So this was a book that just made me think larger. That I want
everyday
life,
life,
and I didn't want to ever depend on a man to be able to take care of me. And so that book was good. It was by Sister Soldier, by the way, and it was just an amazing book.
Yes,
that's what's up.
Yes. She has a series. It's called Midnight, and I promise you, I even gave it to my kids to read. I'm like, y'all, you're not interested? Try this book because it helped me. Not that it was gonna help them, but it got my daughter reading too. So I was just like, it was just so interesting.
We read that book together. I remember, Shareem, and we read it in a day.
I would tell everybody, read this book.
Yeah.
I don't know, because I came from the projects, and it spoke volume to me because I see a lot of women, they want to go after the drug dealer. It has never been a case for me because I always saw death. But some women just feel like that's all they can do is go after somebody that had drug money. And all I can think of is, if you want to be the next body, that's something you would do. I didn't want that life, And, it just is amazing how people, and I think because she was a Black author, it was easier for me to understand the writing technique. And then after that, it was just, I wanted to read. I think Dre had to tell me sometimes, are we going to eat dinner? Because I was so engulfed into a book. So,
Shareem can get distracted.
I'll be so focused in that book.
She's laser focused.
I'll be like, yo, did you know what time it is? You feel that growl?
And so now that I'm in a business space, of course, it's the business books that we like to read now.
Oh yeah.
Even on a medical, in a medical, because I'm in a medical field, they even give the doctors a lot of books, and I just find myself like, snatch. I'm looking at some of the stuff they're looking at. I mean, I just want to be informed about.
Yeah, you have to be informed.
So, I think most Black people, we need to know that the power is in the read. The power is in the books. The information is in the books. We have to read. We have to read. The belief in ourselves. They didn't tell us the truth, but you can go seek the truth.
You can go find
and
it.
You can find
That's
it,
right.
and you can build that belief in yourself from those books. So a lot of Black people that did a lot of stuff that did not get credit for it, and you got to know about those people. It's so important to know that you're more powerful than any person can put you on TV to be.
That's right.
That's right.
They put us out there like we're animals, but if the truth be told, we created a lot of things. We put a lot of systems in place, and we were the why for a lot of people to drive to the next level. So I'm just glad for this conversation. This was amazing. Always amazing. When you got amazing people on the platform with you, it just makes it that much easier to,
amen to that.
Have the conversation.
Absolutely.
And last but not least, my turn. So for me, it was two different books. One I already mentioned. One was the 48 Laws of Power. That book, I saw myself. I saw myself in that book so much because I recall thinking how others thought. That's what I saw out of that book. And the stories in there, they relate to whatever the subject was, like the never outshine the master, and how Napoleon, I forgot what the guy's name was, Fowler. I know I'm saying his name wrong, but Napoleon Hill was the type of guy that you didn't want to over impress, because if you over impress him, he might kill you because you're outshining him.
Yeah.
He don't want you to outshine him. He'll put you somewhere where you don't want to be. And the guy in particular, they gave a nice long story on how that happened, or even a story about, I believe it was Selassie Hassi, or it's several stories in there that always relates to whatever the subject is about. And they're old stories. They're old stories. So even there was a pretty woman who she was pretty enchanting, but every guy she would come across, she kind of brings misery to them. I forgot what the name of that story was. She brings misery.
Yeah, she was like a black widow. Yeah,
a black widow, man.
Black widow.
People were dying.
Yeah, she disguised as this beautiful.
Drain their pockets.
Mm-hmm.
Guys were pretty much giving up their kingdoms. The people turned on them, and they killed the king. They were killing kings. And
she was walking around picking up people power.
Yeah, she did. And the other book, I had to go look it up real quick.
That book is so long.
While I was on the line, but it was a book by T.I.'s book. It was Power and Beauty. It was a love story, and it was about a guy whose mother had passed away in an old pimp hustler.
Oh.
And he trained them on how to be, in that life. And the guy, he became prominent in that area. And one day he sent them off to another place to take over, another town to take over. And the guy did a good job. But when the guy came back, the guy Slim, he thought he was trying to kill him. This guy was like his
right hand.
He was like his tutor. He was his.
Oh.
The guy, he was like, Slim was like his mentor. That's not what he wanted to do, but he became a little dimensional. I guess dementia set in, and he was trying to kill him. But I love the way that the story was laid out, and it really took me on an adventure when I read that, and I just got into more novel type books after that. Started reading what's the name? Clancy, the guy from Claire in Present Danger. They made a movie out of it. Getting into politic books and stuff like that. But yeah, like I said, a good book would take you on an adventure, but you never know where it may go until you open that book up. Right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And that's one of the things that, and it goes back to the subject again, believing that you can make it. What are you reading? What are some of the things that you're implementing in your life? And we're talking about books. We're talking about areas that we've lived in, what we would like to see out of our community, what would we like to do with our monies whenever we make it, or even in the current state that you're in. Like, it doesn't necessarily always take money, it just takes time. You going to your pastors, going to the churches and asking, what can I do within the community? How can I help?
Absolutely.
Here, right? So you don't need money to make the change. It helps because it's nothing but a tool. But the actual real tool is you.
Absolutely.
That's right.
You and your
That's good.
Yeah, you're the real deal. Like, you can throw money at a problem, it doesn't fix the problem, but you have to put your actions into it. Put your body into it. Put your mind into it, and
put your heart into it. Absolutely.
And after that, the universe is going to return a large favor from that work and effort. You don't just need to give money. Give your time.
Absolutely.
And energy and space and heart and mind and all that stuff. Right?
Yeah, it has to first be a thought, right?
Right.
So that you have to first want to help anyway to even think of something that needs help. I think problems do help that thought of wanting to help people.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I'm grateful for this platform. It's helping me and Dre get out of our comfort zone and communicate more effectively.
Absolutely.
So it's a great tool. It's being a great tool. But anyone that wants to come on the platform, we welcome you guys.
Right.
But you can talk about what it is you do, then give your information just in case someone needs to contact you based off of the stuff that you do, Ellen and Beast Mode. Whichever one of you guys want to go first, because we get ready to close it out. It's only supposed to be an hour.
Yeah. No. So we're gonna go with ladies first.
Yes, sir.
If people need to what is it that you do, and how can people get in contact with you
if they
need some information or advice?
Okay, first off, I would like to just say I was walking by and got pulled into this room.
Sure did.
But I'm absolutely grateful that I was walking by and got pulled in. It's been definitely inspiring. So yes, but I am a mortgage loan officer. working to be a broker. So right now, I'm currently, for the time being, working with the best mortgage in America.
That's right.
Anybody who wants a mortgage can pretty much get a mortgage at probably less than prime interest rate, way less than 3.5% down. It's closes on a conventional mortgage. I not only come with the end result of the purchase, but I come with the knowledge that you're gonna need. How do you grow your finances? How do you find a way to budget and put the finances to the side for your dream, which is your home? Just helping you to clarify your dream and how to achieve it in a quicker point. In order for you to reach me, well, I don't want to give my personal number on Facebook Live. I don't want to.
You could just give your Facebook.
You can use your Facebook.
No, I don't get on my Facebook.
But you might now.
How do people get?
Well, if anybody's definitely interested in knowing more or wants to connect with me, I will give my email address.
There you go.
My email address is Ellen, ELLEN.Scott74@yahoo.com. You can reach me there, and then from there we could segue into how I can assist you with the steps in growing into homeownership.
Or you can contact us at Dre's number below, 757-942-5411, and we'll get back to Ellen.
That's right. Ellen, give your email again.
It's Ellen.Scott74@yahoo.com.
That's right. Ellen.Scott74@yahoo.com.
Mm-hmm.
You put that in the feed.
Yes, sir.
There you go.
Well, thank you.
Glad to have you on board. Glad to have you
and
on
we
board.
will be talking about home ownership, so we'll be bringing you back. So be ready and prepared to show that beautiful yours.
Oh, wow.
Go on.
Okay. Well, I definitely feel like I know I'm an expert, and I've been doing it for now 16 and a half years.
Yes.
Yes. And I'm certified also as a HUD counselor. So
let's go.
I would love to bring that knowledge. I would love to bring that knowledge to my community to assist them with, just the challenges that our people have with thinking or convincing them that they can actually purchase a home, and definitely real estate is that financial wealth, that vehicle that we need to have.
Yes.
They kept it away from us for so long, and now it's so available, and you never know how long it's going to last, especially the best mortgage in America, so you definitely want to jump on while you can. So especially while rates are extremely low.
That's right.
2.75. Ooh. And you could buy it down to 0.125. What? Wow. Let me say that one more time. Rates are currently 2.75, and you can buy your interest rate down to 0.125.
Wow.
While keeping a very affordable mortgage monthly payment and increasing your purchase price while you buy it down. How about that?
We're going to talk to you, Ellen, after this.
So when you come out and be like, hi, neighbor, your neighbor just paid $2,200 maybe on their mortgage, maybe $1,500 on your mortgage, and you probably pay $1,100 on your mortgage every month or less. So big things can definitely happen. So, yeah, definitely.
That woman, because we will be.
Well, you see your information right
It's an amazing product. And also, I would like to say you close on a conventional mortgage. It's not a FHA, it's not a USDA or VHDA. It's a conventional mortgage.
Wow.
So that's a beautiful thing. Thank you for sharing my information. I appreciate it.
Hey, teamwork makes the dream work. You know how we do.
Absolutely.
You are family for life.
For life. I love you guys.
So, Beast Mode, what is it you do?
How about you?
Man, I sit at home and eat Cheetos and Doritos.
Now with that weight set,
you living a life. You living a life.
No.
He's a beast, like we said.
Now with all
he
those
works
weights
out.
he got,
He doesn't
now,
even eat that
I'm
stuff.
telling you, he got
beast mode with Cheetos. Okay.
You go to his house, as soon as you come in, he got fish in the floor and in the ceiling.
This guy is so wealthy, it's bananas.
Don't believe these guys.
He don't look. He's like, please, don't do that.
I'm telling about the floor.
Let us see the fish in the floor, man.
Man, they on the grill right now.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
They on the grill right now.
Man, I don't know. I deal with electricity with being itself, man. I mean, other than that, we all do the Forex thing. If anybody wants to get in contact, they need to speak to you all, definitely, because this is you all's platform. So definitely there.
You could give your information.
What's the best way to contact you so I can I'm gonna put it up. Oh,
they can hit me on the phone, man. I don't mind, man. It's area code 254-247-9562.
247-9562.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably the best way to contact me. Everybody else contacts me that way. Believe me.
Hey, yeah. Kelvin.
Is that Kelvin? Hey, what's going on, brother? I know he's up.
I'm definitely gonna be talking about y'all about that real estate, though. I like that.
It's wonderful.
Now, my wife, she's going to school for it right now. She's got 2 more classes and she'll be done. And she's on the grind, man. So definitely I'm going to be picking y'all's brain, especially people who are, you have an extreme amount of experience dealing with the real estate industry. And that'll be good because she about to take off and I'm going to help her. Yeah,
absolutely. Where are you located? What city or state are you located?
We're in Texas right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's right about this interest rate because we just bought a house and our interest rate is 2.5%.
Yes.
So, yeah, we killed them.
Yeah. You walked away feeling really good about yourself.
And they got like a mansion over there, Ellen.
Tell you got
everything in Texas is big. Everything in Texas is big.
Even the people. You should come see some of them.
I heard. Ellen, this is what I got to deal with on a regular. It's so funny.
Oh man.
You say even the people.
Ooh.
Look, they eating well because they getting paid well. So you can't.
That's right.
They definitely eating well. That's for sure.
Oh. You said they're eating whales.
Yeah, they're doing that too.
Dre's a mess.
Man, it's awesome. Awesome, man. I love to be able to share this platform with y'all. I love to be able to share this platform with so many people that are occupying the space of wealth, of knowledge, information, and just doing things inside their community, being able to be influencers. We definitely encourage you all to come back and tap in.
Please do.
And if you guys missed it, you can see our information across the board. We will be back on Tuesday. Our normal days, quite honestly, is Tuesday and Friday nights. But
sometimes I'm like this, y'all.
I already know 9 o'clock.
No, I'm very good, right, Jay?
Ellen, you know what? I've been
Shareem, doing right? Good, Ellen.
Shareem, she goes to sleep early, 10 o'clock, 8 o'clock.
Yes.
That's it. It's been a while since she's felt that way. Shareem, since we've been in this business and really took it serious, Shareem is a 3 a.m., 4 a.m.er and gets up and get up.
Let me tell you, burning that midnight oil is off of when you absolutely love what you're doing.
Man, I've never seen her like this before. I'll be amazed if the roles have switched. I need to sleep longer. I'm usually up about 3 o'clock in the morning, right? So Shareem is up with me, but Shareem will get up at 6 o'clock and get her butt to work.
Ready.
Right. That's what's up. That's what money do for you.
Home.
That drive is for real.
That's that motivated.
Yes.
Do it again.
Then come home and hit them phones like we gotta make these
calls to get it lined up. I'm trying to level up.
Beast Mode, I gotta send you that list. My bad.
Oh, you good? You good?
I'm telling you, my computer was acting up, and I couldn't get in.
I'm still hitting the list, but I need to send it to you anyway.
Yeah, we gotta.
What's going on, Mo? What's going on, Katrina? Brian, what's going on? What's going on? If I didn't say y'all, because we got people on the
Facebook Live.
on Facebook.
Well,
Live.
I get up. Hey guys, I'm sorry for cutting you off and being so short, but I get up super duper early, and it's way past my bedtime. So
we love you. Thank you for coming on.
Sis.
I absolutely love you too. Mwah, mwah. And I thank you for allowing me on. Thank you so much. It has been nothing but a pure pleasure. Thomas Beastmo, it was definitely a pleasure meeting you.
Yes, ma'am. Same to you.
Sooner or later we'll be face to face or a formal level, and I would definitely love to help you and your wife out with helping her kick off whatever it is. I do financing, so if she does real estate, there can be some definitely some things worked out.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Sounds like a plan.
Absolutely. You guys have a wonderful morning.
You too, sis.
I love you much. Y'all take care.
All right.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Man, Beast
That's
Mode.
awesome.
I'm glad you tapped in
and stayed on.
You stayed on longer than
right, because I thought he was gonna get off. He said he was tired.
Hey, I'm good. I know I got to get up about 5 hours, but it's gonna be all right.
But he started talking about theology. He woke up.
You had my attention. I was like, yeah, all right.
Theology have you like
see
that.
what you got.
Yeah, you gonna have to teach a class one day.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
I'm just joking.
So last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you guys tuning in on our Midnight Oil session. Yes, we do.
If you want to be a guest on here, please let us know.
If you want to be a guest, you see the number down below. We would love to have you on. This is a professional environment. We love to have fun. And we want to keep it cool with everybody, man. And I look forward to building, or we look forward to building and connecting with you, because it's definitely not a me thing. It is a we thing. Talk to me.
Talk to me. Definitely a we thing.
Definitely a we thing. Definitely a we thing, man. And definitely if you're ever looking for information on learning how to get into the foreign exchange market, you want to learn about e-commerce, you want to learn about digital currency, you want to learn about binary options and stock options, ladies and gentlemen,
high frequency
Forex, go ahead and call one of those numbers down below. Call this number that just jumped up on the screen. Get in contact with Thomas Beast Mode especially if you're in the Texas area. Ladies and gentlemen, we would love to connect with you. We definitely have an opportunity calls. We look forward to you participating and getting that information.
Absolutely.
Learn
what Forex is and how it can benefit you and your
family. That's right.
Create wealth for nations and generations. Come on aboard.
Come aboard.
That's right.
It's late. I'm hungry. I need a midnight snack.
She ain't cooking, bro. You can go ahead and cancel that.
I need nothing cooked.
He's already cooked.
I can go get me a peanut butter jelly sandwich, player. I'm all right.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm that kind of guy.
But he also the kind of guy that'll go in that refrigerator and just whop it up. Whatever's in there.
I go fry it up real quick and a little turkey on the grill or something.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, and again, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in. We are out of here. Welcome to Midnight Oil.
See you
Bread
on
Talk
Tuesday.
Investors, ladies and gentlemen. We will see you on Tuesday. Come back, and tap on in.
12 o'clock.
Yes, sir.
That kind of person. We will see you at 12.
All right, ladies.
All right.